Okay, so we're just waiting for our speakers to trickle in um and we'll start in a couple minutes. Could everyone like turn on their cameras and stuff so we can get it started? Okay. I think Amira might be having trouble joining, but
Is this the same link that was on the flyer?
no, that's the link for the YouTube stream. Cause and then yeah, we're streaming right now to YouTube.
Oh, I was so confused how it all works.
Yeah, it was like really weird to plan out because I don't really have any like technical experience, but like yeah, we have to use OBS. It's
But
like
you're a comp sci major?
I am not a comp sci major. Oh my god.
Um,
I'm a public health major and a comp sci.
Wait, I'm a public health major too.
Oh wait, yeah, I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
Smart.
You're pre-med, right?
Yeah, I actually got into med school.
Okay,
But-
congrats.
yeah, but I have
The
like
brown dream.
yeah, we have like a match day where like we finalize our school or like the schools finalize their decisions. So that's the most stressful part. That's coming up on Friday. So
Did you try to apply to that NYU free med school program?
no, I didn't even apply to NYU. New York is too cold for me.
But NYU has this like extremely selective free med school program for like bio and pre-med majors, and like they select a good amount of people every year to go to med school
Oh,
for free.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's extremely selective, but it's like, I mean, try if you're pre-med.
I wish I applied. Oh well.
Okay, Amira's having trouble with the link. Did any of you guys have like trouble with the link?
I
I
was
mean,
able
at
to
first
learn.
it asked me to sign into Ohio State. I was like,
Oh shoot.
I didn't have to do that though. I don't know.
yeah, no, and then I restarted it and it was okay.
and the ID.
Oh, you needed an ID?
No, I just copy and pasted the ID from the link because it wasn't letting me get in.
Oh, okay. And then I think Mira had to like restart the internet. But I'm just okay, I'll just give like a brief overview of the issue and then hopefully they can get into the Zoom. Yeah. So I think this issue is really important and I know everyone on the panel agrees with that. And there hasn't really been that much awareness about this issue. I feel like there should be a lot more considering how many people are protesting and a lot more like media needs to cover it. And so I know a lot of times when we like repost something on social media, like people call it performative, but I honestly don't think that's like performative at all. I think sometimes we need to take it in our own hands to bring awareness about issues. And so maybe like reposting an infographic or just speaking your mind on your Instagram about issues that are happening around the world is so important because the more people hear about things, understand things, the more awareness and attention can be brought to those issues so they can get fixed. Questions, make sure you Venmo at Neha Cheka. I will put the Venmo up. 1 second, let me share my screen. Okay. So yeah, so I'm the president of United Nations Association at Ohio State University, and that's the organization join panels like these and a lot of advocacy events. Okay. So a lot of these protests have been met with a lot of force. They've set up camps and they've stepped out in the cold open. And I know there's a lot of misinformation about what is happening currently in India, but what is happening is a tragedy, and a lot of these protesters aren't, their voices aren't being heard, and they are being met with a lot of force from the government. And so it's important, if you see anything online spreading like misinformation, to make sure that everything you see online may not be true, because I know a lot of misinformation is going on right now about the reason for these protests. So I think misinformation is just such a big issue, especially with like social media, and it can cause a lot of polarization. So make sure before you ever like post anything on social media, make sure to fact check it so you aren't involved with spreading that misinformation. So this is the organization we're supporting. They are a very like holistic group, and they have like a lot of they have a lot of different projects, such as like rural education, microfinancing, sustainable agriculture, and rural health management and water conservation. So what I really like about this organization is that they're taking a holistic approach to reducing the issues in India, because we've got to understand that this is a super complex issue and it is affected by a lot of different things. And so in order for the farmers to really get supported and benefited, it's important we help them throughout all of these aspects. And that's what I love so much about this organization. They do so much for the farmers in India, and I think that is so important. Yeah, so that's all of the information I have. And yeah, now let's get on with the panel. So make sure to Venmo me any questions you have for our panelists, because that way we can raise money for the farmers in India. So let me stop the sharing, and yeah, I have some questions to kick this event off. So I know we had like a really good discussion in our meet and greet, and I'm so thankful that the people who attended that really enjoyed it as well. I really liked the discussion that was happening, and you guys are just so amazing. And it's so weird to like finally like see your guys' faces and talk to you. It's just such a weird thing switching from like texting to like face-to-face well, not really face-to-face, I guess, screen to face interaction. But yeah, so just like give a brief overview of who you are, your name, your pronouns, and your handles, and like what you like to do. I'll start. So I'm Neha. I am a sophomore at The Ohio State University. I really like to post on social media. I started off on like TikTok, and I'm not really much on TikTok anymore, just because like I've just gotten so busy with school and stuff. And so now I'm trying to switch more over to Instagram. Hopefully that will work out. We'll see. But that's a little bit about me. I really like to sing, and I also Dia singing is amazing as well. Yes. And yeah, I like to sing. I'm part of UNA, and I like Model UN as well.
I can go next. So my name is Tanya, and my TikTok handle is I guess the best way to say it is like Tanya or whatever. But I love doing fashion videos and also like how to style certain outfits. But I also mix a lot of activism into my content, whether it be like promoting the brown community or just uplifting women, LGBTQ community, just like everything, just like promoting a more inclusive society. And I've been kind of switching over to more Instagram with more fashion photos, showing that you can be confident, wear whatever you want. I want people to be able to wear whatever they want, express themselves. And then things outside of TikTok and Instagram that I enjoy doing. I love film photography. I like take my own film photos, I develop them. I love doing like little effects with them. I also like repairing old film cameras. And then I'm also a computer science major. So I like doing little like side projects with computer science, whether it be like a website or like a program. Yeah. And my pronouns are she, her, because I want to put that out there. Yeah.
I'll go next. I'm Aishu or Aishwarya. I'm a fourth year student at UT Austin, so I'm almost done. And on TikTok, I started out just doing Indian classical dance or Bharatanatyam videos. And then I kind of also started talking more about things that I care about. So just pretty much anything that I see that needs to be spoken about. So like colorism in the South Asian community, you know, misunderstandings about certain ethnic groups, or just in general speaking about being confident in your own skin and always putting on a positive or maintaining a positive vibe on my account. And things I like to do in the free time, dancing, even outside of TikTok. I love dancing and I love cooking and I love eating. So yeah.
Okay, fine. Guess I'll go since there's such a long moment. My name is Mira. I am currently in North Carolina. I am oh no, I'm not a freshman. My gosh. I am a senior at Wake Tech. It's a community college here. I chose the community college path just because it's cheaper. I get to stay home. I have way too big of a makeup collection to haul into a dorm room and try to stuff it in there. So yeah, I started in the Instagram business back in like 2016, and I was a sophomore in high school at that time. So it was really weird. And once I got featured by ColourPop, that's kind of what pushed me to do more makeup. And then when I got pursued by a local photographer, that's what pushed me to do my modeling. And now I guess I could call myself an activist for just being confident in your own body, being a brown girl to do something that's outside of engineering and doctoring and whatever. And I kind of just want people to feel confident in being creative, because I always felt that creativity can't be taught. So you can't go to school and someone just say, hey, this is how you can view the world in a whole different way. So yeah, I kind of want to just break some barriers, and I'm excited to be here.
I guess I'll go next. Speaking of which, Mira, you were on one of my inspiration boards for like in high school a long time ago. Just wanted to say that. I'm Nad. I do a lot of TikToks about how just the most mundane things can connect people to their heritage, like food and clothes and just like little cultural things, like just cute things. And one of my biggest uses of my platform is just to help people feel as if they have a place in society, whether or not they feel that they do or not. So that's kind of one of my biggest goals to use my platform for. I'm a second year fashion textile management major. I want to go into fashion just because I haven't, like, when's the last time you saw a chubby brown person on a magazine cover or in an ad? And I want to normalize normal bodies. There's like, I think in fashion currently we see a spectrum, and that's like skinny and fat, but there's no intersection, there's no normal, there's no average. And I think people overlook the average, but we forget that everyone is the average. And I think that I want to make sure that people feel as if they have a place in society, and I want to do that with my degree. So yeah.
Guess I can go then. Well, my name is Rakshan. My handles and everything are Rakshan X. A lot of the stuff that I post is more breaking down toxic masculinity and all that. So I do a lot of men in makeup. I do a lot of boys in skirts videos. recently I've been trickling into other things in terms of advocacy. I identify as bi, so I do a lot of LGBTQ advocacy and all that, mental health. I don't post as much as I used to on TikTok, and that's because I want to move more into Instagram. But right now I'm on a break because I've been feeling that social media burnout. Um, but moving forward, I want to be I want people to not have the same experiences that I did growing up being South Asian American, just those negative experiences. So I started a podcast called the Culture Clash Club, and it's supposed to be, I guess, the incoming youth's like new best friend or big brother type of podcast. And also I would love to have all of you on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it about me.
Okay, I guess I'll go next then. My name is Dia. I go by he, they, but any pronouns work. I don't really care about gender or whatever. I usually advocate for queerness in brown culture, also in religion and how that kind of like ties into it. I just want to make people feel normal, especially, you know, the LGBTQ plus growing up in religious communities or even POC families. I guess my TikTok handle is Dexon. I barely post there anymore just because it's kind of toxic nowadays. But I do post a lot on Instagram, and my Instagram is DataBash. Outside of, you know, advocating for queerness and brown culture, I love to write music. I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything with it though. I also have a webtoon. I draw comics, and I play a lot of video games and volleyball, and that's pretty much all I do. I'm not sure if there's anyone left, but yeah, that's me.
Hey guys, sorry, I've been like looking down my phone. I'm trying to get Amira in here. So I think she's like having issues with the Zoom. And yeah, it was really nice to like meet you guys all on social media and stuff. I know some of us like met through really weird ways. I know Tanya and I, we both like spoke out about an issue. And like it and then like that like brought us like closer together. It was so weird. We got so much backlash for that video. I remember Tanya, she was like on the wrong side of TikTok and stuff for like literally so long, and it's so like nice to see her just like grow so much from getting like so many like hate comments to now like most of your comments are like pretty positive, and like you've just grown so much, and it was so amazing to see that. But yeah, that was like, and then I think Rukshan, you were my first like, TikTok friend. I'm pretty sure you're my first TikTok friend. I know.
I think you were honestly like I was very antisocial at first on TikTok because it's scary. But yeah, meeting all y'all was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw Rakshan was, I was a very small account, just starting out on TikTok, and I saw your duet with Brooklyn. It was like the iconic Indian Prince one. It was so cool. Like I was obsessed with you. And then you followed me back, and I was like, oh my God, fangirl moment.
And like,
then,
look at where you are now.
I know. Now we're friends, which is so cool. So cool.
I think it's funny how me and Tanya met also, because I needed to buy textbooks really bad when quarantine started. And so I started making bags on Depop, and Tanya bought one, and we were not friends at this point. And then we just ended up following each other because she bought one of my bags that I was selling and making.
I use the bag to this day. Literally one of my favorite bags. I get
No, you
comments on it on the daily. It's so cute. I love it so much.
Wait, I have all of these bags. What do you mean?
It was this faux fur leopard print tote.
And it was before they got really popular. So like
It was I forecasted the trend. I swear it.
and it became really popular after that. It's so cute. Oh my God.
I think I met Tanya through your sister, right? I think I commented on your video, and then Monica was like, LOL, this is my sister. And I was like, oh.
Wait, I met Tanya for the first time in her video about manifestation, I think. And that's when I followed you. But I don't know, when you followed me, we just became mutuals at some point. I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure either. I remember Neha and I were friends when I had like 2,000 followers, like no followers. It was insane to like see how much things have changed. It's crazy because we posted about one video about that same topic.
No, I was literally there since the beginning. Has joined. Oh wait, sorry. My like it's like glitching so much for me. So like I'm sorry if I like interrupt.
She's here.
I think he's frozen. Okay.
That froze. Are you?
But yeah, Amira is here. So Amira, would you like to introduce?
Hi, my name's Amira. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, okay. I love Amira so much. She was just having like issues getting into the Zoom, which is I think it's because it's like an Ohio State link. But yeah, I like love Amira's video so much. I just like love how she speaks her mind, and she also has a great podcast. Amira, shout out your podcast.
Yes, I do have a podcast. It's called Mirror and Tree After Dark. We kind of touch on anything. We talked about women's rights the other day with now having a woman as our vice president, her being a person of color. We talk about bullying, we talk about harassment, we talk about rape culture, all of that. We touch on anything we want because I think it's really important because there's not really anyone who kind of just openly talks about a lot of things. They're kind of very hesitant on really touchy subjects. And I'm like here kind of just like, well, frick all your stereotypes. I'm going to talk about it any way I want to. So yeah.
A lot of us have like very different like things that we do outside of TikTok, and I think that is so important. Um so like tell me like what like got you started on TikTok? Like what was your like first?
My first, so I am really into photography, as I said, and I posted a video where I was like, "Oh, I did was the Vogue challenge, I think, like long ago when that Vogue challenge was there, where you would put like the Vogue watermark logo on top of your images, and like it went nowhere. And then I posted like my glow up video where like, oh my God, sorry, I posted like a glow up video and like that blew up out of nowhere because it got on the wrong side of TikTok. So everyone was bullying me because of it. Yeah, I got on the wrong side of TikTok and then I posted an activism video and I just got further on the wrong side of TikTok where I was talking about how they were mocking a Carnathic song and like I was talking about how it was disrespectful and like instead I had to change my whole account username. Like I changed my username. It used to be my Instagram username and people were sending me death threats, but I was like, I'm not going to let that stop me. So I kept posting. And then I posted like, I say quote unquote thirst trap, where I basically like, sorry, I don't know why it keeps glitching, but I posted like quote unquote thirst trap and like it blew up out of nowhere. And then I just kept posting from there and it kind of happened and people started to like my style. And because of that, I got really confident in what I wanted to post. So more videos kept coming.
Just on that note, Tanya, I also posted, okay, so for some odd reason, like I was like, I'm never gonna be a TikToker because my younger sister Noor did a lot of SFX. She has like 4 mil on TikTok now. Anyways, she was like doing her own thing, and I was like, I had a really bad impression of TikTok. In any case, I was fucking around. First year of university, I was just posting whatever with me and my friends. And I also posted a glow up video. And it blew up for all the wrong reasons as well. I also got a lot of negative attention. I got bullied, and people were just constantly at my throat, and it was so weird for me because okay, so my glow up video, if you guys didn't know, I'm a queer Muslim, so I used to wear the hijab. I was kind of advocating for trans people rights in Islam, especially just to, like portray it as like the LGBTQ plus can exist as well. I exist, you can too. In any case, it got a lot of negative attention. All my friends, back home, since I was at U of A, I was in a different city at the time. That was the way like my friends found out that I came out, if that makes sense. So it was so weird. I got a lot of negative attention from it, but I also got a lot of people being like, I'm a queer Muslim too. And from that, I realized that, there's a bigger amount of us, and I kind of wanted to kind of be the face of that because no one else was, willing to. And I get a lot of hate for it, but it's kind of funny. So I think that's the only thing that got me posting more on TikTok. Yeah.
For me, my TikTok was kind of a fluke, to be honest. I mean, I've been doing TikTok now for 2 years. And it was my TikTok was actually like the reason I have a platform is so stupid. um, so do you remember the first time James Charles got canceled and there was like the whole Tati situation? There was this viral video of me that ended up on every single like media outlet: CNN, E Hollywood, Clever News, BBC, like People Insider, Business Insider Australia of all places. Um, it was this video of me when the whole thing came out, me taking the James Charles palette, putting it back in its box, closing it, taping it, getting my receipt, and going back to Ulta and returning it. And that was the entire video. And it made rounds. I went to school the next morning and everyone was like, "Did you see Clever News? Did you see Hollywood? Did you see TMZ?" I was like, "No, no, no." And it was just from there on, it was just me. And then every morning before school, this is when TikTok was only 15 seconds. This was like 2019 TikTok. Every morning I would choose the most cheesy Jack Stauber like audio I could. And it would just be like me putting on moisturizer in the morning before school and me showing my outfit. And that was it. It was like high school and ad.
So
the
my
way-
first,
Go
sorry.
ahead, Amira. You can go.
I had TikTok since Musically, so my account itself is pretty old. My very first one that ever got like over like 10K likes, that was like kind of what blew me up. But then I did a video to the Super Freak song, and that's like when everyone was just like, "Oh my God, Amira, who is she?" And then ever since that, everyone kind of just like would follow me after that, and then my platform grew from there. So yeah.
So I think I started TikTok like kind of like what Dia said. I had a not so positive impression about TikTok because I don't know, in college, like I feel like a lot of my friends didn't use TikTok. And so quarantine is when I started using TikTok, and it was actually um in an account for my dog. So the name was also my dog's name. And even if you scroll all the way down, you'll see them. And then like randomly I posted a Bharatanatyam video and it blew up. And then I felt like, I think the main reason that I kept posting was because a lot of people in the US or even just worldwide don't know what it is. And that actually was something I never thought about. I always thought, okay, like Bharatanatyam is Bharatanatyam. It's a dance form, but a lot of people didn't even acknowledge it as a dance form or didn't even know that it existed. So I was like, okay, let's like show people what it is and how beautiful it is and where it comes from and how complex it is. And so I just like continued to add my Bharatanatyam twist to everything as I went. And then if I got hate comments, I would like, respond to those. And so that's when I kind of started thinking more about colorism in the South Asian community and started making more videos targeted towards that. And then I also came up with a collection. It's a very small collection, but like a Brown is Beautiful collection. And yeah, so that's where I am right now. Like 10 months ago, I would never have imagined myself to be here.
So well, I have Aishu's sweater I wear it on the daily. It's so perfect. Honestly, I love it.
You look so good in it.
Thank you. I try. Not really. But my first video, like sadly, I was a straight TikToker in the sense that I just went to dances for fun. And that's who I refused to do it because all my friends were using it. And I saw them all like wasting like hours of their day on it. So I was like, I'm never gonna get the app. If you want to send me a video, you send me a link and I'll open it in Safari. And that's about it. But then I would post like dances to like, I think I got on when Savage, like, I'm a savage, that whole thing was a trend. And I would just post like once every like 3 or 4 days for the fun of it. And then the Brooklyn duet, I posted that just for fun because I was like, hey, like I haven't seen like a brown boy do this yet. And so when I posted that, it got I think like 250,000 views. And I was like, whoa, okay, so people like this stuff. And people kept asking for more. So I just kept making the same like the king POVs, and then it translated more into like POVs just about like different South Asian issues. And then slowly it transitioned more into like trying makeup and all that, talking about like how there's different stigma surrounding different issues in the brown community. Then I went to boys and skirts, and now my content's just a mix of everything. Like if it's something that needs to be talked about, I'll post it, or if it's something that needs to be highlighted, like I'll post it. And now we're here. It's just a healthy mix of everything.
I think I'm the only one that's left. TikTok for me has kind of been on and off type of thing. I first made my TikTok when Doja Cat's like Say So dance was going, and Say So was my favorite song. I was like, okay, if there's any TikTok dance I'm learning, it's this one. So I started it, and then I just kept doing it. And then randomly I made like, I didn't even think much of this video. It's so funny that the videos you think are going to be the biggest flop end up being like so, watched. So it's just the audio was like, what do I wear? And it's like goes all through all these different colors. So I just took out like random saris that my mom had that match, and then I just put it together. And it's like now at a close to almost 1 million. And I was just like, what is this? But yeah, sometimes I make TikToks. I'm very bad at making videos. It takes me forever. I feel like I look stupid. Like, it's just like, what am I doing standing here, like going, and then like sometimes my mom walks in and it's just, I'm like, I'm so embarrassed to like tell her what I'm doing. She's like, here's my daughter. This is what she spends her time doing, just dancing in front of a camera. But yeah, so I'm not big on TikTok. I love my Instagram more, but I'm hoping to start diving back into it now that it's not as toxic, just because there are people who call it out now and say, oh, TikTok is kind of toxic. And they kind of do a lot of different things, like, as Rakshan said, I kind of try to point stuff out that matters. And, all of you said that every part of your content comes with meaning. So it's really nice. And this is my first time meeting, I think, all of you, except for Neha and Tanya, because Tanya followed me. I didn't even know. I found her off of someone else's profile. I was like, this bitch is hot. So yeah, but everybody else is new. So hi, I'm excited to get to know you guys and learn from you.
Oh my gosh, I love Mira. Mira's like the sweetest. I think one time my parents and I, we like got in an argument, and then like I was texting Mira about it. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sad right now. And then we like FaceTime, and she like really like helped me. She's so sweet. But like yeah, I like started I think my first TikTok that like blew up. It was like a glow up video, which is like the brownest thing ever. And oh my god, the comments on that video were literally awful. Like there's a bunch of like brown boys being like, oh, it's just all makeup, it's all filters. Like, yeah, you're right, but like you don't have to say that. And then yeah, that video literally like killed my confidence. And I know a lot of people have like that
makeup. That's it. And then when I think they're just mad they can't use makeup. And when they see even like another brown boy wear makeup, they're hating too. And I'm like, why do you hate it? You know you want to do it, just do it. You want to look pretty. You wish you could just throw on and, whatever. And so I was just like, don't come at me.
I mean, what's the point of makeup if you don't look different? Like, that's exactly the point.
So annoying. Yeah, I just like don't understand like why so many girls on that app, people just like love to like bring them down. It's like pretty awful.
Society
I absolutely
hates powerful women. Society hates powerful women.
They do. I get a lot of hate for it, and I call them out on their bullshit. Like, I don't really like, everyone's always just like, oh, you're an influencer, you're not supposed to give into all that. And I kind of just tell them as it is, and I get a lot of that.
Oh my gosh, I loved you for the longest time, Amira, because your videos, like, I mean, even I would just like, this is weird, but I would look up to you because I've always been like so nervous to talk against haters. Like, I would just ignore the comment or respond to the comment and not make a video. But like, when I started watching your videos, I was like, I love this girl. She's just like so like, she knows exactly what to say and how to say it, and you're not afraid of like, you don't let it get to you. Like what you said right there is like not true. Like, you don't get, I mean, I hope you don't let it get to you, and it shows that you're trying to spread that energy to others. And just keep doing you. I love your videos.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet. No, 100%. My mom encourages it. Like from a really young age, she was always like, stand up for yourself. You're a young woman. You're going to be a young lady and you need to stand up for yourself. When I first started getting a platform, she told me, she was like, you're going to need thick skin. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone is going to be nice to you, and you need to grow thick skin for it. And I remember getting hate from, I don't know if you know him, Faraz. I remember he used to hate on me so bad, and it's so funny because we're friends now. But I used to get a lot of hate from him. I remember, stop. And he used, I kind of like let it get to me at a certain point, and my mom sat me down, was like, "No, you do not let this get to you. You stand up for yourself." And that's kind of where I grew a large portion of my platform, because a lot of my following is young girls, and I absolutely adore that because it's really nice just being able to spread messages and my mom's words of wisdom that she passed down to me to all of these beautiful young lady and men that I can do that to. So yeah.
I wish
On
my
that
mom
note,
knew about my TikTok. Like, I wish she could, I could tell her about things, but I feel like my mom or my parents in general, like, they wouldn't know how to like advise me on handling hate. I don't think I would. I don't know.
my thing is TikTok, I don't really let the hate get to me. It just gets really bothersome at some point, especially like, okay, so basically one of like the majority of my following is Desi South Asian teens. And it's really annoying because the brown community very, very, very much acts based on stereotypes and not even like, I don't know, not even like general like ideas. They genuinely like believe these stereotypes and they subject everyone around them to it. Specifically, like last week, I made a video talking about being Malayali and being South Indian, and somebody was like, "Well, if you don't look South Indian and you don't speak Malayalam, how could you possibly be Malayali?" And it's like, what does that even mean? Like, it's just like it's not that the hate gets to me. It's just that like what does that like why? And even today somebody commented like, Nat, I can't keep defending you, but you're really musty. I was like, and they were following me, and then I responded and they're like, I'm a really big fan though.
You know
Hello?
what?
I
It's
hate
just
those I love you, but, and it's like, okay, shut up. No, just don't even finish the
and the
sentence.
thing is, people will talk to you as if they're helping you, and it's just so frustrating. Like, help needs to be asked for, it needs to be consensual, and it needs to be constructive. If
Period.
criticism has no constructive element to it, it is just criticism, and people can't process that. Specifically, like the thing like being like a Muslim brown like content creator, you're subject to not only like the stereotypical Muslim like ideology, but you're also subject to like South Asian ideals. And it's just like the intersectionality of that thing is so frustrating to the point where for the first 1.5 years of my TikTok like content creation, I never referred to myself as Muslim or brown or Indian. I was just Nad, because people will then use their knowledge of your demographic to assert a certain ideal of who you should be onto you. And I don't like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you say. Like, um, being a queer Muslim, I don't know, I get a lot of, Muslims being homophobic to me, and then I get a lot of, ex-Muslims or people who just are Islamophobic being Islamophobic to me. And it's just like, I guess so conflicted. I don't really know like what to do with it. And then at the same time, I'm also half Palestinian, half Indian. I get, very racist Arabs. I don't know if anyone has come across the racist Arabs on TikTok. A racist Arabs being like, don't say you're Arab, don't say you're Palestinian, don't say you're like part of the Holy Land or whatever, because you're dirty, you're brown. And like it just my father kind of had the same ideology. Like even though he married a brown woman, he was like, I took your mom off the street. She was like, I don't know. He was just like, he had the savior complex. He was like, yeah, I took your mom off the streets. She was dirty, she's brown, and I made her into something. And it's just like, it's so damaging. I don't know what to do. Like being a mixed kid who's also a queer Muslim, it's just like, there's so much intersectionality, like Nad said. But honestly, I don't know if any of you can relate. I know, Rakshan, I know you're bi, but when I first came out in this like Muslim community or religious community, essentially, it was like I was really expecting to lose people, a lot of people. But to my surprise, like my family stayed by my side and so did my friends. And I made a lot of like great friends through TikTok and through Instagram. So like when I deal with the hate, I just think about like the fact that my friends and my family are still with me. Who are these like random ass strangers that are gonna get me down? You know, so I just like don't really think too much on it. And that's kind of how I deal with things. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I
No, I
think,
definitely. Oh,
sorry.
you go.
Okay. I think my experience with like toxicity on the app is different because I'm a dancer, and dance TikTok is really different. Like my FYP is mostly dance. I mean, I wish it was all brown people and like activism, but it's actually mostly dance. And so which y'all probably don't see all very often. And dance TikTok is so toxic because there will always be somebody who thinks that they know everything about your background, everything about your physical ability. Um, and a lot of people think I'm like you know, a lot of people look at me like I'm that confused American born confused girl that's trying to do Bharatanatyam, when in reality I've been trained for 17 years now and I know exactly what I'm doing. And there's always going to be those people that try to push you down, like they're like, oh, you should not be on here, like this is a disgrace, why are you combining, you know, Western and Eastern styles, why are you dabbing into like other cultures dances, like it's just so toxic for me in that aspect, where people always want to, I think they're just insecure, honestly. Like a lot of dancers, like the dance world, when somebody thinks that somebody else is doing better than them or that is are getting more appreciation than them, they tend to put other people down. And it's very competitive too. Like people try to tear creators apart too. Like me and Harini, I don't know if you know Harini, but we are like super close. We both blew up at the same time. Like we do the same kind of almost the same kind of dancing, and people always try to compare us and pull us apart. And it's like I think that's something that that's I found different from y'all's experiences. Like dance TikTok is toxic in a different way.
I think like this kind of brings, so like on my side of TikTok or like fashion TikTok, because that's what's mainly on my For You page. I think it's not toxicity within like the people posting the videos, but rather the toxicity with the brands. A lot of brands are still very racist. Like I'm going to just blatantly put that out there. And being a brown fashion influencer, and there's not many of us out there, you directly feel the impacts of the racism inside the industry. So for example, I will give like a really clear example. I DM'd a certain company, really big company, and I asked, hey, do you want to collab? AKA, they give me clothes, I make either a video or some photos and I tag them. And that's kind of like the exchange. It's a mutual exchange. They lied to me and told me they don't do any collabs. And they told all my white friends with maybe like 50,000 followers, and to keep in mind, I have almost 800,000. They told them yes. And they said that they do collabs. And like, it kind of is like changed my mind, like damn, I'm brown, me, I can't really get far in the fashion world. And like that kind of changed my perspective to kind of focus on like the brands that promote inclusivity, but there's still not enough out there. And like if you look at a lot of these fashion brands pages, like even some of the clothes you're wearing, their brands, you look at their pages, they have no representation of South Asians on their whole page. Or they'll maybe have like one light-skinned Black girl for like 20 white girls. And that's the idea of like token representation. And I think like just overall representation in the industry needs so much help. Like another example, some company who's notoriously for being racist towards like not even South Asians, just like anyone of a darker skin tone, actually said yes to working with me, but they said they only wanted to work with me if I could push their equal justice and equal justice initiative. Yeah, they're like they gave me like a coupon code and they're like, can you push this, it goes towards equal justice initiative. And I was like, wow, so you're going to use me for token representation? And I just thought that was so sad. There's so many brands like that out there and they're not willing to change, even though like they see all this social unrest coming up. They'll post for Black Lives Matter but then won't have enough like darker skinned women on their pages at all.
Yeah, I think that's like so performative. A lot of like companies just like, yeah, they just like post for Black Lives Matters or say they support minorities, when if you look at their page, like they obviously don't. And it's just so like, it's so hard looking at, it not having any like representation, especially as like a brown female. And like, I don't know, but for you guys, but all my life I literally thought I was like ugly. And I thought I was just like so disgusting and gross. And then but the brown community on social media, it's like really helped me with that. And all of you guys, just like your videos and everything you do, it's really helped me with that, because I realized, no, I'm not ugly. It's literally that I lived in Missouri and I experienced like racism, and I just like had to deal with so much because of like where I grew up and how I was treated by the people around me.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, my issue has been mostly like within the community, which is really devastating because you're kind of just like, damn, there's literally people here saying one thing, but their actions are doing a whole nother thing. Like, I've literally had people when I used to post anything cultural be like, I'm not going to talk down anybody. Like, my experience with this, whoever I interact with, is my own experience. I have never in my life, and I don't condone it, tell other people to not support someone because of my experience with them, because they could be towards you completely different. You could have a whole different experience. My relationship has nothing to do with your relationship with them, right? So there's only really two big influencers in North Carolina. So when I started to post Indian stuff, I would always get compared, and the comparison, sadly, like made it so difficult for me to even try to reconcile any part of the relationship with this person. And it's so sad because when I first moved to this, I was born in India, so I was born in Mumbai, and I lived there for like till I was 6 years old. And then when I came to Jersey, because I lived with my aunt, the Indian kids there would literally not want to talk to me. They were like, "You're too fobby for me. Like, you bring Maggie to school. Like, that's weird. And oh, you can't speak English. Like, I'm not gonna like translate for you. Like, sorry." But I'm like, "Girl, you Patel. I know you go to Indian functions. I know you can speak Gujarati. Like, every Indian household teaches their kid to speak their mother language. Like, what? Who doesn't?" So it was so weird. And then when I came to North Carolina, we lived in a super small town, and I never saw like Indian culture at all. There were only Black people, white people, and Hispanics. I was the only Patel in my school. And then fast forward to like middle school and high school and onward, there were a lot more South Indian people with me. So I kind of got to go back into that, South Asian culture. And then it was so sad when I started to post everything. It was kind of like, "You're copying this person. You're not like allowed to do this." And I'm like, what? Like, how are you going to tell me that I can't express something I already was embarrassed and bullied for? And now that I'm trying to use it, it's like you're using it for clout. You're trying to do it. And it's like, damn, a girl just wants to put on a lenga and just twirl around and take pretty pictures and just be like, "Hey guys, look at me." Like, it's not that deep. So it's kind of like, it's as much as we love to see the community thrive, there's also some stuff going inside of it that's not cool, which I feel like need to be addressed. And some people are just scared because these people can be bigger than them. They can have more power. Like, it's just like your own personal insecurities and fear. But I've luckily just realized, like, fuck what anyone says. Like, people are always going to be there to kind of stop you from doing whatever you can do. So like, I'm slowly trying to get back into not being scared about doing anything that's fusion or anything that's like related to my culture, because I'm just like, damn, like, this is what my mom taught me to do, is never forget your culture. Like, that's something I always heard her say. When I come back from school, she'd be like, "No English, no, 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 Gujarati, like, this is what you speak, where you're from. Go upstairs, wash your hands, go pray, and then you can come eat." Like, that was the rule. So it's just weird that Indian people can tell other Indians to not be Indian.
I think it's really
Mira,
sad. Oh,
oh,
sorry, Nad.
no, I just wanted, so basically the whole comparison thing, okay, so basically brown kids in North Carolina look up to both of you. And I know exactly who you're talking about, because even people in my circles would compare you to. Like people, like close friends of mine, like the thing, there's two big Indian influencers from NC. and I now know both of them, but I know the other one already. And I just in circles people would compare you. And the thing is, this plays into like the thing where the South Asian community has started to care so much about little things and care so little about the big things. Like even playing into the like the support for farmers thing, the South Asian teens don't really talk about it at all. But the second I say elaka instead of elaichi, I will get all the hate in the entire world. It's the little things that people just get so torn up. Like, I'm so sorry I say chapati instead of roti. Like, please shoot me in the foot. Like, what is the problem? Like, it's the little things that get them so upset. And it's like the real issue is that people are dying on the streets of New Delhi, not that I say chaya instead of chai. Like, please.
I totally agree with you. When Bharatanatyam has a lot of technical terms, but it is a Tamilian dance form, right? So a lot of the terms are Tamilian, but I'm Telugu. I cannot speak Tamil. I do not understand Tamil. So I try my best to like, but my guru was also Telugu. So she would describe things in Telugu. So the way I learned the word for the bells that we put on our ankles was gungru. But apparently in Tamil, it's salangai, which I had no idea about. After 15 years of learning, I still didn't know that it was called salangai. I don't know, but I got so much hate for just calling it gungru instead of salankai. And also, like, I agree with Mira on the thing about people always like, it's so hard to put yourself out there and your culture out there when there's people constantly telling you, oh, you're using it for your clout, you're using it for clout, and you yeah, like, and then there's the other side where people tell you you're fobby and that you don't belong because you're too cultured. It's like that. While it might sound cliche, like a lot of us do go through that dilemma of like, how cultured am I supposed to be, and how do I like find a balance in between these things without getting shamed for everything I do. And like, especially if you do something like a dying, like Bharatanatyam is kind of a dying dance form, and so I find it like so sad that people of our own community tell me that I'm too fobby just because I'm trying to protect something that's dying. And in the Western community, it's like or in the American, like, or like non-Indian or non-South Asian, I apologize, community, people are so fascinated by it. So like, it's all over the place, and I totally relate to what you said, Mira.
I just feel like when there's like when our own like country is filled with over 14 different languages for each state, how can you not expect people to have different words? And like, who are you to dictate? Like, you're not the gatekeeper. You didn't invent Indian culture. You don't get to decide who gets to rep it, who gets to rep it how. First of all, I took Bharatanatyam in my elementary school in India. That shit is hard. Props to you. My mom still talks about how my teacher would say I was so good and I didn't do it. And I was like, Mom, no, like, I just cannot. You're like, that's awesome that you do, and keep doing it. Don't listen to anybody because they're just mad they can't probably do it. And they
Thank you. Yeah. And it's never too late to get back into it. I'm just saying. But
and Aishu is very, very good. Aishu's very good.
Thank you. I just think that it's so important to encourage, like, especially the younger generation. I think one of the main things I love, I really, really want for the future generations is like maybe younger girls and boys 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I don't want them to experience what we experienced. Like, I want them to feel like that it's a safe, like they feel safe, you know, expressing or exploring their own culture or, you know, personal background. So yeah, I think Neha.
So yeah, okay, so everyone make sure to Venmo at Neha Cheka, and it's just my name right here. It's at NEHACHECKA. So we can donate that to the farmers, and yeah, I think that's so important. And please just like donate any amount. If it's too low, like there's nothing called like too less or too much. Like, this is all going to go to such an amazing organization that will help the farmers that are currently protesting. They've been protesting for days and days on end. And so yeah, just please Venmo, and I will change my name on Zoom to the Venmo. So in case you guys forget. But also, we do have a question from Venmo. The your wait, what's the name of your cat?
Sorry, say that one more time.
What's the name of your cat?
My cat, oh my god. His name is Eve. I personally I thought that he was a girl when I first got him, so I named him Eve after. If anyone's played The Binding of Isaac, there's this character named Eve. Has a little crow. She flies like it flies around her. And so when I saw him, because he's like all black, or when I saw this cat, I was like Eve. Turned out to be a boy, but you know what? It's like fine. That's the that's the name of my cat. Let's see if I can grab him. He's like staring at me. Okay, he ignored me. I'm just gonna mute now.
It's adorable. Okay, so if you guys have any questions or you would like us to do anything, just like feel free to put that in the Venmo bio when you Venmo it. But other than that, also panelists, like if you have to go somewhere, like feel free to leave. We'll probably continue for like a little bit more and just like finish up the discussions we were having. But if you have to go, like completely understand. It is like 8:30, so yeah, feel free to go on with the rest of your day. But so just talking a little bit more about like issues in the brown community. I think we like briefly touched on this earlier, but like for people that are really interested in like starting on social media, but maybe are like insecure or just like scared, do you have any like recommendations or like what are some advice you can like?
Don't let your likes determine your self-worth. I think that's the biggest thing. Likes do not determine anything about you. Followers determine nothing about you. Some of my most talented, beautiful people have maybe no followers or have 100 followers. That does not mean anything. Likes is such a superficial concept. So don't let that define you. Don't let that define your confidence. I used to let it define my confidence, and it just puts you in a rabbit hole of going lower and lower and lower, actually lowering your self-esteem because you're letting other people's validations affect how you feel. You just got to tell yourself you're a bad bitch. Like if you kept telling yourself you're that and act like you're that, you're going to project to everyone that you are, and you will be set. So just like fake it till you make it. Don't let likes affect how you feel. Don't let likes affect your confidence. You determine your confidence. If you feel like you're a bad bitch, everyone else will also perceive you as one too.
Add on
Yes.
to that. Oh, sorry. Just to add on to that, something that I say like on the daily is to be unapologetically you. For every one person that's going to leave a hate comment or say something negative about you, there's 10, 20, 30 people that are going to love you for who you are. And you owe it to yourself because you're your own number one at the end of the day. You're always going to have to put yourself first, put your happiness first, put your mental health first. Do what makes you happy. And the people that like you for putting yourself first will follow you. They'll see that you're on this journey of self-love and they're going to follow you and they're going to support you because they want to eventually be themselves, will be like that themselves.
Yeah, I feel like having a like your own personality is a really great thing because something like no one can take from you. Like people can copy your style, people can copy your set designs, whatever, anything at all. But it's like your personality is yours at the end of the day. And like if you do anything with like just the pure joy of just connecting with someone, like when I started my Instagram, I literally just did it because I was like, oh, I always loved watching other people do makeup and I love seeing, the makeup photos. I just want to start. And there were people who were like, what are you doing? Like people from school, they were like, what do you think's gonna happen? Like you're just gonna like become an Instagram star? And I'm like, no. But inside my head, I was like, yes. I was like, that's it. That's exactly what I want. And like you just have to chase it. And as long as you're dedicated and you put your all in it, people are gonna love it.
On that note, yeah, my little sister, when she first started SFX, she started when she was in the 9th grade or 8th grade. She posted like a YouTube video, she posted Instagram posts, made like whatever she wanted for it, and like she got bullied so bad for it for absolutely no reason. Like I don't know why people at school were like, oh, like what are you trying to do? Just like how Mira said. And it was honestly really heartbreaking to like see my little sister like be so passionate about something, but then also get bullied for it for absolutely no reason because people were just jealous that she took the initiative and she had talent when they didn't. But then she pushed through. She's like thriving now. She's like influencer, taking acting classes, signed to a management, like 4 mil on TikTok. Like she's doing great. And on that note, I guess everyone has already said this, but just like do what makes you feel happy, be passionate about what you do, and I guess just have fun with it. It's not gonna hurt anyone.
And I guess for another thing is like, don't expect anything. Like some people are like, how did you get so big so fast? And I'm like, girl, I started this back when it wasn't really saturated like that. Like, no offense. Like, I'm not saying I started it or anything, but it wasn't a lot of kids going around saying, oh, I'm just going to post pictures on Instagram, or I'm going to make like little videos and skits and just gonna, do it. So I was like, I kind of had a kickstart, sadly, but whatever you do, like, don't wake up and be like, okay, this one's going to get 100,000 likes, or, oh, I'm going to get so many followers from this. Because the minute you start doing that, you're literally going to, one, burn yourself out of ideas, because you're going to get disappointed when you don't see the things you expected. Just whenever I do a shoot, I'm just like, okay, I feel really inspired by this concept. Like, I don't care who doesn't like it. I love it. It looks really good to me. But the minute you try to make it about an external, like, materialistic idea of anything, it's just kind of like it's going to go downhill, because people see that. I feel like people see that as a scam, like, not a scam, but just someone you don't want to be around, because at the end of the day, they're just trying to do something so they can have a lot of money, or they can have a lot of clout. And I guess that's something a lot of people expect, is just free shit, because that's what influencers get, right? But it's like, no, I put my sweat, tears, blood, and a little bit of my family's disappointment in sprinkled on top just to do this. So don't tell me that, oh, why didn't I get as many followers and as likes? Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, bouncing off of that, my biggest piece of advice is you're not going to see a dime for so long. No matter how quickly you grow, how many likes you get, you won't see a penny for a good amount of time. I literally, my first amount of money I made on TikTok ever was $15. And that's how much I made my entire first year of TikTok. Like the entire, I feel like I'm just, you won't see money for a good amount of time. Like, and people expect to just be like, well, if I have the following, the money will come. That's not how things you have to create a brand for yourself, and that plays off what everyone was saying. You have to be you. Brands will see you. People will see you. You don't want them to see another perpetuation of what's online already. Being authentically you is probably the most profitable thing ever, like ever.
I totally agree. Like, especially that brands thing that you were saying, Nad. Like, when I first used to reach out to brands, like the non-racist ones, they would, like, sometimes I'd get rejected. They'd be like, oh, we're not interested in a collaboration right now. But then, like, a few months down the path, they come back to you after I've built my brand image, as you said. And like, the money does not come immediately for sure. But like, if you keep working at it with the goal of creating authentic content that makes happy, then it will come to you. It will come to you. And I promise that. And yeah, like as Mira was saying, don't go into it for the likes or the views. Go into it to make you happy. Like, what impact can your content make towards other people? What can you provide to other people that makes you unique? And that's what gives you the money. And but like also like on a completely different side note, if you are going into it for the money because you need to pay some bills or something, like go for it. Like, like go do it. Like there's something called like a micro influencer. Go be that micro influencer. Like go DM as many brands as possible. Like I've been DMing brands since I had like 10K, 10, 15K. You just got to go for it. The worst thing that can happen is that they will tell you no. Like that's the worst thing that can happen. They will tell you no, but it's most likely that they'll come back to you in the future once you've grown your brand image. So like, don't be afraid to like put yourself out there.
Yeah, I know it's really embarrassing to like go with your tail between your legs and be like, "Can I get sponsorship, please?" But like, it's like you kind of need to. Like at some point, like the thing is, brands will see you be successful with other brands and then want to work with you because you worked with this brand. It's weird how things work, but they work that way. And I don't know, I think that at some point you have to kind of just like swallow your pride. It sucks. This industry is volatile. Like not even like
like handing in a resume, like, oh, here's why you should be interested in me. This is what I can offer to your brand. So at first it's very embarrassing for sure, because you're kind of like, oh my God, am I going to get it? Am I not? But after a while, you feel confident. And I guess one thing to say is like, yes, don't expect money, but never be afraid to ask for it, because people will work you out of your
Absolutely.
dime until they have nothing left from you. I
If a
promise
brand wants you, they will pay you.
they will pay you.
They will pay you.
Fashion
Like,
Nova wouldn't pay me, and I was like, I'm out. No, you ask me.
Fashion Nova asked me for 10 to 15 like items per 10 videos, and I was like,
Bye.
hey.
You give Kylie $1 million for one little picture of her in a dress. Like, no.
Thing is, okay, they also gave a white mutual with literally 1/8 of my following, 360 per video.
Okay, see, there we go. Like, that's all
Wait, they give her 360 per video?
Oh no, per block of video. So I think it was like 360 per 2 or 3 videos.
Okay. I was about to be like,
But also I wouldn't work with Fashion Nova because
I mean, I'm currently working with them and I feel extremely cheated because that was my first original brand, like ever brand deal ever. And I kind of
I
regret.
stopped doing
But
it.
it was mine. I took up their offer for the first 10 to 15 items because it was my first playlist live. And like when you're first starting off as an influencer and you're going to like a video creation event, you feel like you need to be up to par, especially because I was one of the first creators in the TikTok creator program ever, especially one of the first brown creators. I joined TikTok creators in like July 2019, a long time ago. Me and Leica and Mushfiqul, Brown Boy Vibes, and Sad Desi Girl, we were like the first 3 South Asians in the TikTok creator program. And it was, I mean, I was going to a big content creation event. Like, I feel like I have to wear things that are up to par with these creators. So I reached out to Fashion Nova, and I only realized months down the road that I was being gypped. Like, they're getting so much free advertisement off of me just tagging them, and I'm getting clothing made in Cambodia.
Yeah, sometimes they wouldn't fit me right. And I was like, oh God.
No, they fit horrible. I have this pair of jeans that I've been meaning to turn into a top. Fashion Nova clothes do not fit. And I've already told them, I've already cut my contract with them last year. But I emailed him and I was like, I literally cannot, as a fashion major, work with a brand that's unsustainable, is not ethical,
Yeah.
and has horrible clothes. And he was like, I understand. Their content. No, literally, I'm gonna screenshot it. The dude literally replied to me and said, I understand completely. It's sad to see you go. I was like, okay.
Like, is the creator program the same thing as the fund? Because I left the creator
No,
program.
okay. So the creator program is, so there's a
I remember joining it.
There's a small, okay, I can actually explain it. The way it worked was a lot different, but there's this small group of people that work at TikTok that are called growth strategists. These growth strategists will reach out to individual creators they believe have a future on TikTok and will invite them to be part of the TikTok creator program. From that point on, you get TikTok PR. Wait, let me pull out my TikTok.
Oh, so that's where you'll get all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm always so confused.
Look at this. They sent this during Mental Health Month last month. But, I just had it out. So I thought But, yeah, you get like TikTok PR, and then you get access to like, essentially, if TikTok ever has an event in your area, you get to have access to the event and be part of the event. And like at content creation conventions like Playlist Live, they had this really, really cute little VIP lounge for TikTok creators that I attended, and it was nice. It's cute to feel like you're part of something. It feels like welcoming.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like a growth, and at that time there was 2 South Asian growth strategists. One of them reached out to me, and one of them actually reached out to Leica. Sad days ago, she's like my best friend from TikTok. She's like my sister. We were gonna meet each other, but COVID happened. Anyways, beside the point. But yeah, so there was 2 South Asian growth strategists, and they were really, really doing their part to get brown people on the creator program. And yeah, it was nice to be part of it.
I think since I'm not like a fashion account or makeup account, like I don't get many, I don't really make any money. Like the only money I've made is through the coldest water bottle, which was such a waste of my time because they pay you pennies. But I just think as a dancer, there's not much I'm able to find to, and obviously and like my goal was never to make money off of TikTok. It was always just for fun. But I always see like people with fewer followers than me, like you know, non-POC mutuals who end up having really nice brand deals and our sponsorships, and I'm here like coldest coldest water.
Well, okay, even Aishwarya, like the problem is like even when the thing is for me, being a chubby brown fashion-ish influencer, I haven't got seen any brand deal since Fashion Nova, and that was a year and a half ago. So like I think oh
Bye,
but
Tanya.
yeah, no, there's a lot of issues within brand deals and whatnot on TikTok, and I think that we couldn't even possibly cover them all today.
Of course, yeah. All right. Well, it was really nice talking to you guys, but I have to go. And I guess I think everyone gave advice, so I'll give advice. I think one piece of advice I think I'm like older among this group. I'm 22, I'm kind of old. But I would say don't let,
Sorry.
you're what?
22 too. So you're
Yay, okay. So I would just say like, just do what you like everyone said, do what you like, and just I feel like the love and positivity will follow you if you spread positivity yourself. And if you like, I've seen people literally respond to hate with positivity all the time, and that's the best thing to do, I think. And don't ever let some stranger tell you who you are or what you are, like, or change your perception of who you are, because that's like, that defeats the purpose, right? You're putting yourself out there because you love you're trying to show that you are you, and that's what it should be about. So yeah, that's my piece of advice. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I think on that note, I know Mira has to go as well. So bye, Mira. I think we should end the event. So thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you guys to all the people that watched. I really enjoyed this event. And yeah, if you're part of OSU, then make sure to join United Nations Association. And also, my Venmo is still open if you want to donate to the organization and for the farmers in India. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed speaking with you guys, and I will definitely stay in touch and speak with you guys more. You guys had so many great points and so much like amazing advice that can be really helpful and useful, especially to like kids, like the smaller like basic kids that are watching that might be like experiencing something at home, or experience something in their personal life that they might need help with. Hopefully we help with that. And yeah, bye.